Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to explore the fascinating story of Gilderoy Lockhart, a man who created a false identity to become a famous hero. From his flashy books to his disastrous time as the DADA teacher, Lockhart's life is full of vanity, ambition, and the consequences of lying. As we dive into his story, we'll uncover the truths behind his charming facade and learn what it really means to be a hero in the wizarding world. Join me as we explore this magical yet cautionary tale. Walking into the legendary Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, a place full of magic and wonder. Now, picture arriving with big dreams, hoping to hear your name spoken with admiration, only to discover you're just another student in the crowd. This was the reality of a young Gilderoy Lockhart, whose time at Hogwarts was far from triumph as he had imagined. A young Lockhart imagined making a grand entrance, much like Harry Potter did years later, walking through Hogwarts' enchanted halls with cheers and admiration following him. But the reality was different. Instead of being greeted by fans, a young Lockhart was mostly ignored. His name was unknown, and his skills were unimpressive in a school full of talented witches and wizards. In his own mind, Lockhart was already a hero, a genius destined for greatness. As he settled into life at Hogwarts, he faced a harsh truth. His magic was anything but special. No one seemed impressed by his wavy hair or his extravagant stories. He quickly realized that many of his classmates had the same dreams of fame, all hoping for recognition in a school that valued real talent above all. Despite this disappointing reception, Lockhart was not without talent. His teachers noted his above average intelligence and potential. They believed that with hard work, he could indeed make something of himself. Yet his ambitions outstripped their expectations. He openly declared his intention to create a Philosopher's Stone before graduation or lead England's Quidditch team to the Quidditch World Cup. However, these aspirations often seemed to serve more as a shield against his insecurities than as a genius's goals. He was sorted into Ravenclaw. He initially enjoyed academic success, achieving commendable marks in his studies, but with every passing day, a sense of dissatisfaction gnawed at him. For Lockhart, being merely good was not enough. He wanted to be the best. If he could not be first, he would rather withdraw from the competition entirely. This internal conflict began to shape his choices, steering him away from genius learning towards a quest for superficial glory. Lockhart's desperation for recognition led him down an increasingly absurd path. He engaged in elaborate schemes, from magically inscribing his name in 20-foot letters across the Quidditch pitch to create a massive, illuminated projection of his own face, an act that echoed the infamous Dark Mark. One year, he even sent himself 800 Valentine's cards, causing a chaotic pileup of owls in the Great Hall, much to the chagrin of his fellow students. His antics, while attention grabbing, often bordered on the ridiculous. Yet for him, any spotlight was better than none. As Lockhart stepped out of the grand Hogwarts gates for a last time, it was met with a sigh of relief from the staff. Little did they know that this was just the beginning of a new chapter in his life, a chapter filled with grand tales, dubious exploits, and remarkable transformation into a figure of notoriety. I've always been intrigued to consider what Gilderoy Lockhart would have done or how he would have navigated during the First Wizarding War when it's such a chaotic time. Given his age, I imagine that Lockhart may have been very low key, avoiding the conflict altogether. He may have spent these formative years abroad after Hogwarts, soaking in the glamour of foreign wizard societies while the dark events were unfolding back home in the UK. This escapism would allow him to cultivate his persona without facing any harsh realities of war. Also, kind of knowing Lockhart, I imagine he would have crafted an elaborate narrative where he claimed to maybe have engaged with dark forces, all while embellishing his abilities and victories. After Voldemort's fall, Lockhart would have likely rushed to present himself as a hero who bravely faced the Dark Lord, despite probably never actually confronting him. After graduation, Lockhart quickly ventured beyond the borders of Britain, seeking adventure in foreign lands. Reports of his escapades began to circulate, and I imagine that many of his former teachers pondered if they had misjudged him. Here was a man who seemed to exhibit genuine bravery and resilience, confronting dark creatures in distant corners of the world. The truth, however, was more insidious. Lockhart had found his true calling, not in the art of magical combat, no, but it was instead in the intricate mastery of memory charms. With this spell, he discovered a shortcut to fame. He modified the recollections of accomplished witches and wizards, effectively stealing their valor and transforming himself into a celebrated hero. Each adventure concluded with a polished narrative, embellished with fabricated details that dazzled his audience. In less than a decade, Lockhart achieved bestseller status with his series of autobiographical works. Each book spun tales of his supposed bravery, captivating readers and critics alike. He became a celebrated figure in the world of wizardry, claiming accolades that seemed almost too good to be true. His reputation as a defender against the dark arts flourished, and soon he was awarded the Order of Merlin Third Class. Lockhart's rise to fame was meteoric. He secured a place as an honorary member of the Dark Force Defense League, all while maintaining his image as a charming and dashing figure. His good looks remained intact despite the perilous adventures he claimed to have faced. In fact, he won Wit Weekly's Most Charming Smile award an astounding 5 times in a row, an achievement that further cemented his status as a celebrity in the wizarding world. Yet, beneath the glimmering facade lay the reality of Lockhart's character. His achievements were built not on actual bravery, but on deception. He had managed to create a persona so compelling that many believed his fabrication, allowing him to thrive in a world that craved heroes. The irony? In his quest for glory, he had become the very antithesis of what a true hero should be, flaunting accolades without ever earning them. Lockhart's story is a complex tapestry of ambition and delusion. His life serves as a cautionary tale about the allure of fame and the dangers of fabricating one's identity. In the end, true valor comes from genuine courage, not from the hollow victories that Lockhart sought. As we reflect on his journey, we're reminded that real heroes earn their titles through action, integrity, and selflessness, qualities that Lockhart, in his pursuit, ultimately lacked. When Albus Dumbledore made the surprising decision to invite Gilderoy Lockhart back to Hogwarts as the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, he probably raised a lot of eyebrows and sparked whispers amongst the staff. The history of this position was clouded by a series of unfortunate events, leading many to believe that it was cursed. Yet, Dumbledore's motives ran much deeper than mere necessity. Professor McGonagall, never a fan of Lockhart, questioned Dumbledore's rationale. What could students possibly learn from a man so consumed by vanity and fame? Dumbledore's reply was profound. There is plenty to be learned even from a bad teacher. What not to do, how not to be. This perspective highlighted Dumbledore's wisdom. Sometimes the greatest lesson comes from observing the failures of others. Despite his initial reluctance, Lockhart could not resist the lure of returning to Hogwarts, especially when Dumbledore dangled the promise of teaching none other than Harry Potter. The idea that he could bask in the glow of Harry's fame was a temptation for Lockhart that could not be ignored. Dumbledore had cleverly played to Lockhart's ego, ensuring that he would return to a place he thought he could solidify his status as a celebrity. Upon his arrival, it became quickly apparent that Lockhart's magical skills had deteriorated significantly. Once competent, he was now a shadow of his former self, with only the memory charm firmly under his control, his weapon of choice for years of deception. As his class progressed, it turned into a farcical display, revealing Lockhart's complete inaptitude in everything he claimed to master in his books. Let's explore a chilling hypothetical. What if Lockhart successfully wiped away Harry and Ron's memory? Picture him emerging victorious, claiming he had vanquished the Basilisk and saved the day. But rather than bringing Ginny back, he would have left her body in the Chamber of Secrets. Lockhart would likely see that this is a perfect opportunity to bolster his fame. He would spin a tale of bravery, claiming that he single handedly confronted the beast and that Ginny, in a noble act, had sacrificed herself to save him. In his mind, this would elevate his status from a mere celebrity to a legendary hero. Lockhart's journey is a cautionary tale about the perils of deception and the transient nature of fame. While at St. Muggle's Hospital, Lockhart was likely trying to recover from the memory charm he had accidentally cast on himself during his attempt to erase Harry and Ron's memory. He was oblivious to the severity of his situation and is still caught up in his own delusion of grandeur. In the hospital, he probably spent his time either being pampered as a former celebrity or attempting to charm the staff and other patients with his fabricated tales of heroism. As we conclude our exploration of Gilderoy Lockhart, we are left with a poignant reminder of the pitfall of ambition untempered by authenticity. Lockhart's rise to fame, built on the stolen exploits of others, ultimately led to his undoing, a backfiring memory charm that erased his identity and left him in a state of oblivion. His story serves not only as a cautionary tale about the allure of celebrity, but also highlights the importance of integrity and genuine heroism. In the magical world of Hogwarts, true greatness is earned through courage and character, not fabricated through illusion. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Please like and subscribe, and we'll continue to seek the real magic in our own lives.